In this webcast, we're going to look how we can estimate the gross option value from financial markets and relate that to the strategic position of the firm. Financial markets assign a value to growth and thereby can enlighten strategy research. If we look at the equity value on financial markets, it can be divided in two components. One component is based on the historic investments of the company, or the assets that are currently in place. The other component is what the firm is going to do in the future, and that reflects the present value of the growth opportunities. We can estimate the present value of the growth opportunities in two ways. We can try to identify all the growth opportunities for the firm, value each of these growth opportunities, and combine them in a portfolio and make in that way a bottom-up estimation of the future growth potential of the company. Another way to do it is let market make an estimation of the growth option value. How that is done, we can illustrate next. First, we look at the equity value. The equity value is known from financial markets. So we multiply the stock price times the number of outstanding shares, and we have the total equity value of a company. Second, we have to estimate the earnings capacity of the assets in place. The present value is mostly estimated as an annuity generated by the historic investments of the company, and in this way we can make a discounted cash flow analysis of all the assets that are currently there. If we know this one, and we can estimate this one using DCF methods, we can easily look at a market estimation of the present value of the growth opportunities. So we can make a market estimate of the present value of the growth opportunities by back solving the assets in place from the equity value. So the present value of the growth opportunity is the equity value minus the earnings capacity of assets in place. Let's look at the mining industry as an example of how financial markets assign a value to growth. Over here we have 5 mining companies: Falconbridge, Inco, Tecominco, Rio Tinto and BHP Billiton. The first step is observing the market value of equity. This is the number of outstanding shares times the price of that share. In this case estimated at 2006. For Falconbridge, the market value at that moment was almost 16 billion. Second, we have to estimate the value of assets in place. We have to estimate the discount rate and we have to make a scenario of cash inflows, often estimated as an annuity. The cost of equity can also be estimated at financial markets. And here we have an estimation of Falconbridge of 8.8% as the discount rate of the future earnings. For the different earning scenarios of assets in place, we use 3 forecasts. One, we use the net earnings of 2005 as an annuity. Second, we use the EBES forecasted earnings of 2006. And 3, we use the EBES forecasted earnings of 2007 as a scenario for the annuity. So you have 3 scenarios of forecast of future earnings of assets in place. Based on these 3 scenarios and different discount rates, we can make 3 estimations of assets in place. The current earnings discounted as the cost of equity, the EBES earnings discounted at the risk-free rate plus 4%, and 3, the EBES earnings discounted at the cost of equity. In the case of Falconbridge, we get an estimation of 7.6 billion for the value of assets in place at the current earnings at the cost of equity, or 12.2 billion or 12 billion. So 3 scenarios. Because the various estimates of assets in place is lower than the market value of equity, there is some implied valuation of growth opportunities for the mining companies. The implied estimation of growth opportunities varies from 23 to 50% of total company value. So this is estimated as the PVGO divided by the total value of the company, total equity value of the company. For other mining companies, we get similar numbers. If you would have bought a share of Falconbridge in 2006, up to 50%, you would have paid for their future growth opportunities. But this is justified. These mining companies do have growth opportunities that are expected to generate more than the opportunity cost of capital.